Welcome back to AGX Media. Joining me today, we have the hosts of the popular UpNext crypto YouTube channel, Danny and Kian. But first, if this is your first time joining us, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel and check out agxpay.com to learn how the power of modern silver money can help you gain financial freedom. And now to our interview. Guys, welcome to AGX Media.
What is going on, YouTube? What is going on, AGX, man? We're excited to be here. Definitely a really cool show that we've been seeing on YouTube, actually. We definitely checked out your videos, and you guys are making some special content out there. So happy to be here, man. I appreciate your time.
All right, so now coming back to the elephant, the coronavirus has been disrupting markets across the board, including cryptocurrencies. But now we're starting to see some bounce back. What are your thoughts on this situation?
Well, I mean, Kian, do you want to start with this one? Because Corona has had a huge impact on the crypto market, especially for us, because of the fact that we do have a lot of partners. We do create a lot of partnerships in crypto. We do deal with a lot of different people in crypto, a lot of industry leaders. And once these projects become affected, because of the fact that not a lot of people are investing anymore, people are scared, people are pulling their money out of Bitcoin, people are saving their money for a rainy day. And things are really unforeseen. The future is unforeseen. People are scared, and it definitely takes away from the projects that are going on right now. And some of them may be some really good projects. We bring some really good projects to the channel, but all of these guys are going through a rough time because when the market moves in a bear market, when we move towards a bear market, and the money and the price of Bitcoin goes down, all of these guys are losing money. All these big companies that are holding tons of BTC, or all the guys that became millionaires overnight and started launching projects, they're all losing money because of their money's just getting cut in half. And and most of it right now, I can't say that the whole Corona market has been a negative thing towards the market. I feel like there's been a lot of new guys in the market, just because of the fact that so many people are at home consuming so much content, consuming so much YouTube, consuming so much information about the market, and just looking for different ways to invest, diversify their money, diversify their funds. And it makes total sense, guys. I mean, when you're at home, 6 million people in Canada lost their jobs over the past few months, and you're at home, you're sitting there, you don't have an income, you don't have money coming in, you don't have a pension, you don't know what to do, right? It's a very weird time for everybody, where people have to figure a few things out, where people have to figure out how to pay their bills, how to pay their rent, their mortgage. And some people are gonna turn over to the market, and some people are gonna turn away from the market. This is gonna cause different scenarios in the market. For businesses, I feel like, that had a business in crypto, that had a company in crypto, they're a little scared, they're a little nervous, because not many people are willing to invest. But then there's that new group of people that are looking to diversify their investments, that are maybe pulling money out of the centralized traditional ways of investments that we know, whether it's stocks, GICs, indexes, whatever types of markets they're in. Maybe they're pulling away from that. They're seeing the Air Canada price go down. Now there's a lot of people that are jumping into the stock market and using that, but there's a lot of people that lost a ton of money, man. There's people that I know that were holding $500,000 in Air Canada stocks, and now it's worth $100,000. So there's people like that are gonna move over from the stock market to the crypto market and try to catch that wave on the way back up. So there's been a lot of effects. There's a lot of different moving parts. So I can't necessarily say that this is a good thing or a bad thing, because there's so many different things that go into how the Bitcoin price is reacting and how the market is reacting to the whole coronavirus situation.
Very well said, and a very in-depth look at your perspective. Expanding on it a little bit, you've mentioned some people may shy away, some may buy more, but would you say now is the time to get in if you're not already holding?
Definitely. To just add on to what Danny was saying, making that comparison on people that were in the stock market based on people who were in the crypto market. If you look at the past month and a half, 2 months, where stocks such as Air Canada went from $45 to $9 almost, and then you look at the price of BTC, I'm going to be talking in terms of CAD, but it hasn't moved that much. You see it flirting with the 12,000, and now it's flirting with 10,000. It hasn't been affected as badly. So for all the people that were in the crypto market as opposed to other assets, they're really thankful right now in many different ways, because if they had their money somewhere else, and those are considered to be much safer assets when you hold the index, when you hold stock in Fortune 500 companies. Those are considered the safe guys, right? So now I feel like people that were holding BTC are kind of laughing in a way because, of course, they had their losses, but it hasn't been nearly as significant as the other assets that you see. And like before, like 2, 3 years ago, they'd look at crypto as a safety asset. They kind of think of it as gold, as in if everything drops, you're better off if you're holding gold, silver. And BTC is always mentioned alongside those lines as a safety asset. They kind of lost that correlation over the years because you don't really see it with the economy going down and then BTC going up. It doesn't have much of a correlation, but I definitely say right now is a great price to enter because it hasn't dropped that much at all.
Absolutely. And you know what's funny that Kian mentioned is people go for the safer investments, stocks, real estate. But look at what's happening right now with the coronavirus. I'm myself have invested in plenty of real estate, and the real estate market is plummeting right now. And I'm not saying that this is going to be a long-term thing, but who knows where this market is going to go because we just don't know the severity of how bad things are going to get. Properties are not selling. There isn't enough people buying properties because people are losing their jobs every single day. That's having a huge effect on the market. I mean, the Canadian, especially in Toronto, the housing market was insane. And I'm sure you're aware, and I'm sure a lot of people that are in the investment game, especially when it comes to real estate, they're aware that Toronto is one of the hottest markets in the world. And we're seeing houses going up for sale and not even selling. And this used to be a market that in March, I think March or February, they saw a 31% increase in the housing market just because of how fast houses were selling. They were going up on the market same day. There was 30, 40 offers on it. That's completely gone. That's a whole shift in the matter of a month that we saw from February to March just because of the virus. Because of the fact we don't know the severity of how far this is going to go, we've seen the curve actually flattening a little bit. As they say in the news every single day, the curve is flattening a bit. But again, these safe investments aren't so safe in my eyes right now. So
Yeah, I think you're right. And as you said, we're living in unprecedented times. And now is really a good time to look at your portfolio and reevaluate what you consider to be a safe haven. I think Bitcoin has proven itself to an extent, and gold is another asset, a little more traditional, that has performed fairly well during this time. So pivoting now a little bit into last year, Facebook attempted to launch its stablecoin Libra and was met with a ton of backlash from regulators. Now, Facebook is looking to launch a more watered down version of its crypto. Can you break this down for us, and what does this really mean at large?
well, I mean, Libra may have scaled back a little bit in this situation, but Facebook is significantly expanding their team, the work that they're doing, the projects that they're working on. I think they just in this pandemic, I think they're actually hiring new members to join their Ireland team that's working on directly on the Libra stablecoin. So I think the stablecoin game is definitely a safe bet in my opinion, as I have previously been invested in coins such as Libra. I have had some assets in these fields, so I feel like it is a safe one because I haven't lost much from it. I haven't made the biggest gains, and I feel like the more risk that you take, based on my experience, you end up gaining more. Again, the risk comes with consequences, but if you do play your cards right and if you do study the market well enough, do your analysis, do your research, like they always say, the YouTubers say, do your research, do your due diligence. If you do these things, you will run into some projects that are making some really, really big moves in the market. And any project being backed by Facebook, just because now this is for the average Joe trader. You know, a lot of people that I'm sure watch your videos and watch our videos are average Joe guys that aren't necessarily professional traders or expert by any means in the market. They're looking to dip their feet into the market, maybe make some gains here, and that's potentially what we're looking at with our audience right now. And I think for our audience, the best thing to look out for is coins that are being backed by huge industry leaders. Facebook being one of them, man. These guys changed the world, not just just technology. These guys changed the entire world. And if there's projects being backed by Facebook, whether the market is shifting in a certain way right now, then tomorrow, then the week after, it's going to be doing okay. It's going to be there for the long term, and it's going to be doing okay. So it is a safe bet in my opinion.
And also, like you talked about how they did it, and they got a lot of backlash, and they kind of released a watered down version. You have to think this, like the way I see it, this is something that they want to pursue. But a company as big as Facebook, they have a lot of stockholders, they have a lot of shareholders, they have a board of management filled with baby boomers, and they don't really see the next generational wave. Like a lot of them, to them, blockchain is foreign, and this is more the older guys, the older shareholders, the board of management. So it kind of more seems like as time progresses and kind of the shift changes between the older folks to the younger people, this is something that I feel like they will scale up on. I feel like last year maybe the people weren't ready to hear of it. That's why they received a lot of backlash, and they're kind of trying to ease into it. But the fact that they're even trying to ease into it, as you said, a watered down version, that just means they really want to pursue it. Because a lot of times we see a company, they get the tiniest bit of backlash. It could be anything, and they just cut it from the ground up. So the fact that they're even going back to that kind of is a message within itself.
I get your perspective. It's essentially too big to fail, but I think there's validity as well in the concerns of the implications of having an entity as large as Facebook move into the financial space. I mean, Facebook essentially has 1/3 of the global population and would effectively create a global currency that supersedes all national currencies. And I think that terrified a lot of regulators in a lot of ways. Even today, we're seeing them set the bar exceedingly high. A great example of which is the list of 10 recommendations that the FSB put towards the G20 countries. So something to consider there. Now, more on stablecoins. Compared to Libra, you have the Libras of the space. Where do the other stablecoins fit in the market? AGX, for example, as you know, is backed by a stable asset, silver. When you have the Libras out there, so big, so massive, where do other stablecoins fit?
Now, I've seen projects, many projects in the past. I've looked at, I would say, over 1,000 projects in the past 3 years in cryptocurrency. And I've seen projects come out that are backed by gold, by silver, by physical assets. And it's comforting. It's comforting to see that, because a lot of projects that we saw over the past 3 years came, they claimed a few things, they showed some numbers, and then they disappeared. But I haven't seen that happen with the projects that have physical backing behind their coin, that have an legitimacy in the market, that have actual purpose in the market, such as, Ethereum, Neo, those big stable coins. I like that. I like seeing that. With AGX, I haven't done too much research, so I can't comment on exactly what I think about the coin, but definitely in my experience, a coin backed by silver is something to definitely look into. Surely I'll do my research a little bit more on this and bring some more news to the channel on UpNext Crypto for you guys about the AGX coin. And shout out to my man here for having us on the channel. But some of the ones that I always look at when it comes to my favorite ones that have always been performing well and aren't going anywhere. Now the price of everything, I feel like right now, is on sale. Everything is on sale right now, whether it's stocks, whether it's real estate, whether it's cryptocurrency, everything is on sale right now. So when you're going through a pandemic, when you're going through a crisis, like we're living in a movie right now, guys, it's a 2020 movie. When you're living through a movie like this, the whole market is shifted. The whole market is down, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So we are gonna get to that day where we've controlled the situation. There's a vaccine. The market is bouncing back. So right now, for a average Joe, or for a regular person, or for anyone with some common sense, the best bet would be to go after the most safest, the most reliable, and most transparent guys that have been out there for a little while, because their price is down. They're down 30, 40, 50%, and this is the time to go in and attack some of the guys that are really big, that you did not have the chance because you missed the wave first time around. The first time around, you guys missed the wave on Bitcoin. If you haven't bought it, you missed the wave on Ethereum. A lot of people have missed the wave, and I've missed the wave too on a few of these things. But this is definitely the time to look at guys like even Bitcoin, Ethereum, Neo, EOS. Some of those big guys that are bringing their technology to the blockchain and really helping other projects expand on that. Look at the ERC20 blockchain. Look at the new blockchain. Look at what these guys are doing. They're building a platform for other projects to be able to survive and collaborate with each other. So huge things for these guys.
Well said. So we're coming now to the tail end of our interview. A lot of valuable insight from you guys today. So thank you again so much for joining us. One last question though, before you go. What do you guys think the long-term future holds for the cryptocurrency market? As you've said, one day we're going to come through the other side of this crisis. And what does that look like for blockchain?
Kian, you want to take a stab at this one?
Man, you're the future teller, man. This guy, I've known him for 15 years. He knows the future, man. I'll tell you that. So take care of yourself.
You see, the future right now, as we speak of it right now, is the short-term future is unforeseen. The long-term future, there is light at the end of the tunnel. This would be, in my opinion, the best time to get into crypto. The ultimate best time to get into crypto. Now that comes with the territory. Always invest what you can afford to lose. Don't ever invest more than you can afford to lose, or you're gonna be driving yourself crazy. You know, I've had investments where I'm sitting in the market and checking my phone every 5 minutes to see where it's bouncing, whether it's stocks, whether it's crypto. Either way, put something in there that you're gonna be comfortable with if you don't pull the same thing out or gains out, you know, in a year or 2 years from now. But I feel like, in my opinion, based on where the market is going right now, and once this whole craziness is over and it's done with, the market will bounce back. So I don't know how much lower it's going to climb, but I don't think we've hit the bottom yet. The bottom is yet to come, as this thing is definitely going to get worse in the near future, but the bottom is yet to come, in my opinion. And I wouldn't wait for the bottom if I was just anybody. I wouldn't wait for the bottom, because you could miss the train. And this is not FOMO in any way, but definitely just a common sense wise. Look at the market and you'll be able to see the difference.
And just to add on to that quickly, like me and Danny actually had a talk earlier today about the whole invest what you can afford to lose. And this kind of goes back to not just peace of mind, but everybody has their main grind where they get their income. For us, it's content creation. For you, it could be whatever it is. Once you're over leveraged in this market and you're looking every day what's happening, you start to shift your focus from your main grind and what brought you the income to even be able to invest in the first place. And it's kind of, you're losing on both sides because you're acting on emotion there. And it's just a lose-lose in any way that you look at it. But again, overall, we are very bullish, and that's kind of where we stand on this one.
100%. Don't lose sight of your main goal. Don't lose sight of what's bringing you that income, because that's what you need to be focused on, and then diversify from there. Always secure the bag at all costs. That's all I have to say.
Sound, tried, true, and tested advice. Thank you guys again for joining us.
100%. Thanks a lot for having us today, man. Really appreciate it. And if you ever need to get on our channel, let us know, and we'll definitely have you over there, man. Awesome guy. Thanks so much.
Take care, buddy. Have a good one.
That's all we have for today's interview with the hosts of the UpNext Crypto YouTube channel, Danny and Kian. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And as always, if this is your first time, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel, as well as check out agxpay.com to learn how the power of modern silver money can help you claim financial freedom.